Good afternoon, everybody. Today's Monday, 18th, I think. Mondays are my shot days, so I look forward to Mondays. I don't look forward to the having to stab myself part. It still hurts. I mean, it's always gonna hurt. It's a needle. But I also have an appointment today at 4 with Dr. Hegler for last appointment. We did a blood work just to see how the levels were with my body. I think to see if we're gonna up the dose or not. But in general, feeling pretty good. Feeling a lot better than I have been feeling lately. I was going through a bad little patch of depression for a week or two. Work is going well. I've actually wrote a resume the other day because I want to try and apply to Sherwin-Williams or even Home Depot or one of those places because career-wise, okay, that would be something I'd like to do. Not physically painting the rest of my life, but all the aspects of like installing crown moldings, drywalls, construction stuff, all that sort of thing is things I actually enjoy. I've always liked that stuff, even before it's not like I'm trying to find something manly to do so I can be more of a guy. But, you know, emotions are still all over the place. It's a work in progress, but I'm still super sensitive. As for everything else, my dad actually last night, I saved a text message. If you guys are following me on Instagram or Facebook, I posted a picture of the text. My dad said, "Good night, Carson." I wish you guys could have seen my face when I read it. My mouth fell open. I was just like, and I almost cried because it really means a lot to me that this is the first member of my family, and especially being my father. I look up to my dad. He is my hero and my idol, and the only man that will ever have my heart. And, you know, I've learned so many things from him growing up, and I have him to thank for my kindness and heart and probably romanticism. But, that's been going on. I work out when I can. I'm going to try and work out today before my appointment. I just got some other stuff to do on the house first. But I've been eating a lot better. I've been drinking a lot of water. I've cut out soda for the most part. Like, every now and then I'll have a soda. But I drink a lot more water now. So, that's helpful. It's helping. As for my voice, it is lower to me. And when I try to sing now, there are some parts I can't hit anymore. So, that sucks. But I'm probably gonna pick up my guitar after this video and play. For everything else, I'm just hoping that I can put this resume in and maybe this will open doors for a career for me. It'd be a good career path. I mean, come on, really? Like, think about it later. If I was your husband, I would be able to pay our house, be able to build you a fence, porch, whatever it is you would dream of. That beautiful house. And it's a lot less expensive to do it yourself. You know, the do-it-yourself projects, then you buy all the product yourself and put it together. I mean, if you don't know how, I wouldn't recommend it. If you build a porch and it breaks while someone's walking on it, probably not the best idea. As for going back to the topic of my family, in general, things are fine. I wasn't, I mean, I know they know I'm transitioning. I don't know if they didn't believe me at first, but, I mean, they should be able to see the changes physically. Hopefully I can get everybody else on board, you know. It's a small step, but to me it's the biggest step in the right direction. So, hopefully maybe my dad will start calling me Carson in person. I mean, he's also on my Facebook, so I'm sure he sees my videos or everything like that. So, he knows how important it is to me. As for everything else, this whole week I'd kind of just distanced myself. I'd been working on me as a person because I've been going up and down and falling back into some holes. I didn't want to fall into, but it's all working out right now, and it's going well. I mean, see, you got like my friend said, a 5 o'clock shadow coming in, but you can see like my mustache. Right here is the most noticeable, but I usually shave every day. If I have the day off, the next day I don't shave the day before. The only reason I do that is just because of work. It's just awkward, I guess, for me. I mean, people are like, yo, look, it's coming in, that's so cool, but like, it's really confusing when people are like, yo, she's gonna have more facial hair than you. I'm like, he's gonna have more facial hair than you. People, are still getting used to the names and pronouns, but it is at the same time, respect my pronouns, just respect me, and I don't have a problem. Like, I don't flip out on people if they fuck up. Like, my friends still make mistakes, and I understand that. But, excuse me. But, I know it's gonna take time. But lately, that's about it, really. I mean, there's really not a whole lot going on with my life right now. Just self-fixing and learning to love myself more. So that's going pretty well. Having a nice little pep talks with myself, like, you got this, Carson, you got it, you can do this. So, that's going well. Random, my favorite color is red. Red, blue, and black. Black's not really a color, it's just a thing. But, I mean, the same is, if you guys have questions, feel free to ask. I've had more and more people asking me some questions, like, what's gonna happen down there? Are you gonna have a dick grow? And I'm like, if you guys really want to know, no. I'm not gonna have like a real life-size dick like a cis man would have, and cisgender means they were born in their body, and that's the body they want. Whereas I'm transgender, so that means I was born in a body I don't want. No, the changes that happen is with the clit on every person that transitions is it grows. Some never get past an inch, some get up to 3. If you're very lucky, you get up to 5. And I remember always going, damn, like I read about that and I was like, fuck, because I always sat there and said if I was a guy, or whenever I become a guy, I'd have a decent sized dick. No. I mean, there are ways to make it grow bigger, like creams and pumps, apparently. I don't know. I mean, I've done the research on it, but it's so confusing to look at all these things and go, what do you do with this? But I wouldn't try the cream to make it grow, because I believe my friend told me that it causes hair loss, and I like having my hair right now, so I don't want to bald early. One thing I'm not looking forward to getting old, losing my hair. But that, people go, what does this all take? It's the same thing, I probably talked about it in the previous video, is when I realized with my life and finally coming out to myself that I was transgender, I had to make a gender therapy appointment, which meant I spoke with Dr. Baker on a Skype call. He was my doctor down here. You guys can find doctors in all your other states, or, you can Skype call doctors that you would much rather have. And I spoke with him. I didn't think it was going to take one session. I thought it was going to take more. But, his biggest question was, why now at 23 do you want to transition? I was like, honestly, my whole life I felt I was in the wrong body. But I've never spoken about it. I've never said anything about it because it was me. And I'm like, well, people are probably going to think I'm crazy or weird. And then it's like I met more people along the way that were transitioning, and I felt more at ease in their company. And then it was just coming to terms with myself, because I was just scared to say it, and, I didn't want to... my biggest concern was losing people, but now I realize the people that have stuck around are my real friends. And the people I was afraid of losing, I shouldn't have been afraid of losing, because they're my best friends. They've been there forever, like... my childhood friend Megan, every time she comes to visit me, she always gives me some tearful speech, and it makes me tear up too. She has the most, she's the most sincere person I know with the biggest heart other than me, and she always has something great to say, like, man, your hairy legs fit you, these broad shoulders, it looks like you have pecs with your binder on. She's like, this works for you, man. She's like, it just took time. And I remember when I came out to her, she's like, you know, if this is a journey you want to take, I'll pack my bags and I'll hop on board with you. And she's been there every day since, and so has her girlfriend, which is also my best friend, Nay. They've both been very supportive. You know, I think it has been hard for them to realize, because a lot of doctors put it as in, how do you deal with the mourning of your friend, from Gabby to welcoming CJ. You know, and I think it's the same, like, they're going to miss my voice, or I'm going to look different, or, you know, I'm going to change, but they still see, like, I'm still me, just, you know, my outside appearance-wise does change. And, you know, that was one of the big things with the doctor, was like, are you out to your friends and family? So, yeah, I told them, and then I made my appointment. So, it was also why I waited till 23, it was a big life change. It's not something I was just going to go, yep, I got this, I'm going to do it, and regret it at some point. I wanted to be 100% sure. And, you know, being unsure of your body is one thing, but physically changing the aspects is a whole other thing. And then after that, he wrote me my HRT letter, which is hormone replacement therapy. I scheduled an appointment with Dr. Hegler, who's in Fort Lauderdale. He's a great doctor. He's very friendly, always, you know, asking the right questions at appointments. Especially, and the staff there is wonderful. So I made my appointment with him. I made my first appointment, it was just to talk to him. My second appointment was for blood work, to check out my kidney levels, liver, all that kind of function, to see if I could actually start testosterone. Because if your kidney levels and liver levels aren't good, then you probably won't be able to, because it does break them down more. And then after that, it was just starting. I took my first shot at the office, and I went from there. So it's been really cool. You know, everyone, you know, are your breasts going to disappear? No. If I work out my chest enough and I diet the right way, then, you know, I can make those pecs come. My last video cut off. But, I was talking about pecs. Those will, as long as I work out,